There, welcome back. So in today's video we're going to use this beautiful double heart pot, gorgeous pleated edge detail and with a lovely the interlocking hearts on the lid, and also this really lovely sized tray which also has the pleated ribbed edge to it as well, so they tie in quite nicely together. Look at this bronze Arteza mica powder, cosmic shimmer gilding flakes. Definitely autumn or fall colour vibes here. And ballerina glow Arteza mica powder. Metallic gold maybe. Maybe not, maybe not. Mica powder, the caramel brown by Arteza. Now look at this. Beautiful, beautiful colours. Now, we're going to mix it up and we're going to add it into the moulds. So we've got the cosmic shimmer gilding flakes, and into one of these lovely little silicone mixing cups or jugs we're going to use the lovely little miniature spade from Jules at Resin Jules. If you find her on Instagram, and she's also got a website, you can purchase these lovely miniature little spades. And look at that. Definitely all the colours and shades of leaves during the autumn and fall seasons. So putting a decent amount into this lovely little mixing jug and then popping that to one side. There you are. So that's the Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Flakes. We got ours from The Range, which is a store here in the UK, but I believe you can find them online as well. Here we go. The bronze Arteza mica powder. So just using a stir stick here and putting a decent size rounded amount into it. There we go. So there's that one. Look at that. That's going to be gorgeous too. Now into this one, we're going to put the Ballerina Glow Arteza mica powder. You've seen us use these colours before in other projects, and if you haven't, why not head on over to our playlist and have a look. There we go. And then into this one we're going to go with that beautiful caramel brown. Here we go. And again, same sort of amount, a heaped amount on the end of the stir stick. Now those are miniature stir sticks, not the standard size. Right. Decided against the gold, everybody, see? I showed restraint. Now I've marked on this silicone jug or big mixing jug with a Sharpie pen. You obviously don't have to do this. This is just so that I know where I need to pour part A to and then where I need to pour part B to. So I've poured part A and part B into this mixing jug. Now I just thought I'd show you how I mix resin and hardener together. So nice and slowly, making sure I go all around the outsides of this lovely silicone mixing jug and then all across the bottom as well, making sure you scrape off your stirring paddle. I call this a stirring paddle or spatula, or if you're using a mixing, a popsicle stick, make sure that you you scrape off the sides of that as well. So there we go. We're just generally doing that. Now I do this for at least 5 minutes, nice and slowly and steadily. Now let's make sure that it just gets an even mix. Now this is the little one with the cosmic flakes in it, and we're just going to decant some of the resin into it. So you can see it's still that resin. By the way, we're using Tea Expert resin still, 1:1 mixing ratio, still has a few little bubbles in it, but they tend to disperse. Now I've poured it into this. You can of course pour your resin in first if you prefer, and then add your gilding flakes or foils or mica powders or pigment paste. It's totally up to you which way around you decide to do it. You just need to make sure that it is well mixed, and if you're using mica powders or pigment pastes, that it is thoroughly mixed in. Also remember, don't sit with your face directly over the top of it, because even if you're working in a well ventilated area, you obviously don't want to inhale any of this. It's not good for you. But if you're following correct PPE instructions and guidelines with using resin, you'll be wearing a mask anyway. So here we are. This is the Ballerina Glow. Look at that. Oh, look at that beautiful pink, warm pink shimmer and shine of that mica powder mixed in with the resin. Now, I think, I can't remember, I think this is, yeah, this isn't the brown. And for the life of me, I can't remember if I said copper or bronze. There you go. Honestly, it was, what, a matter of a couple of minutes ago. Anyway, pouring in the resin and stirring, stirring, stirring. There we go. Look at that. That is beautiful. Rich, deep colours of autumn. Lots of warmth there. Here we go. Here's our brown. Again, a bit more resin in. There we are. And then stir, stir, stir until it's all very thoroughly mixed. Now this almost looks like it's going too dark, but when you finish stirring it in, it's got more of a golden shimmer to it. It is still brown, but more of a golden shimmer as well. And the undertone of golden shimmer, look at that. So I decided the glow, the one with the Ballerina Glow, wasn't, I know this is going to sound silly, white enough. So I added some Let's Resin white pigment paste. I am reliably informed you can also use that pigment paste if you're doing blooms. We haven't had a lot of success with doing blooms, so that's something that we need to have a little practice at. Maybe we'll have a go at doing some coasters for blooms with autumnal or fall-like colours. So as you can see, I've mixed it in, and I think maybe we've lost some of that beautiful Ballerina Glow. This is the issue. So I've decided, as you can see, to add a bit more in. Now, yeah, that was maybe a bit too much. Oh dear, oh dear. See, I wasn't following my own instructions. I wasn't using a different stir stick instead and measuring it out into it. So I then have to mix the resin in without it going too clumpy and making sure I don't get any lumps. As you can see, I'm wearing my lovely violety purpley coloured gloves. Make sure that when you're using resin, you do take care of yourself. So you wear the gloves, you wear a respirator or mask on your face, breathing mask, and that you work in a well-ventilated area. Do also wear an apron if you have one. Make sure your arms are completely covered and that you're wearing old clothes that you don't mind getting dirty. So here we go with the big round tray to start with, and I'm pouring in the Cosmic Flakes glitter that is in resin first. What I wanted to do here was get it so that you had, so when you demold this, the top of the edge, if this makes sense, of the rim of the tray, the top of the edge of the rim of the tray, has more of the glitter, not the glitter, more of the gilding flakes in it. But whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know, because, you know, resin has a mind of its own. It's going to do exactly what it wants. So it may move around a bit. We'll have to just wait and see. I didn't have any other plan in mind here as to how I was going to incorporate the different coloured resins now into the tray. As you can see what I'm doing there, I'm just using a stir stick or popsicle stick just to persuade those little bits of clear resin with the flakes in, just to go down to the sides there. Just, help it along a bit. Yeah, so really not sure what to do next. So I just thought, what the hell, let's just go for it. So I've got the different colours, as you can see, all I'm doing is pouring it in what I call puddles. So there's the glow, the Ballerina Glow white. There's the Cosmic Flakes. And then we're going to go with the, I don't know if it's copper or bronze, I think it's copper. And then we're going to go with this beautiful brown over this side. Now, to be honest, if you could get resin, if I repeated that all around this tray and you could get the resin to cure and stay like it, it'd be fantastic. But of course you can't, because the resin has got to go down the sides. Now, the only other way I could have done it so it stayed like that would have been to pour the sides of the tray first all the way up to the top, so it's level with the base of the tray itself, and then let that cure, and then go back and do the base. So that's something to think about maybe for the future, to do that. But, you know, again, I've got no guarantee that it's going to look like this on the other side, or if it's all going to move around. You know, resin just has a mind of its own most of the time. But as you can see, I'm just literally pouring it in puddles of colour. So there we go. Little bit more of that glow white. I do love that ballerina glow white. And a bit more. So these, you know, it's just so autumnal. There isn't really anything else I can say about this. And as you can see, I'm literally just repeating the process that I've already done. Puddles of the colours of the different types of resin, the different colours of resin, just pouring it in. There we go. I do actually decide, once I've got it completely full, this tray, to go in with a skewer stick and just give it a bit, or I think it was with an actually coffee stir stick, and give it a bit of a swirl. Let's just have a look and wait and see. So how do you think this is going to turn out? Is it all going to stay as we think it is, or is it going to mix, or is it all going to draw into the centre? Because sometimes resin does that. I found that, you know, you can add different colours in like this, swirl it, give it lots of swirls round to try and incorporate it, and it all pulls into the centre, a bit like it would do if you were doing a bloom or a flower. It's very unpredictable. Either way, I can tell you I'm really, really pleased with the end result of this. Really pleased. Especially when I consider that these aren't, I love these colours, but it's not really something that we have in our home. But again, you know, the finished pieces, you could put, I mean, they would look lovely in any kind of home. Whether you've gone for a more boho style, you're more of a sort of Scandi sort of style interiors, whether you've got a minimalist interior or a maximalist, I think that's the word, interior. You know, basically new, old, modern, contemporary, Art Deco, you know, whatever, it will go. Also got a bit of camera jiggle there, sorry about that. So here you can see I've just literally just topping the mould up, and I've got a little bit bored, to be honest, at this point. So I've decided, well, let's just swirl it round in little ribbons of resin. Dear, oh dear. So I used a mini stir stick. Okay, so as you can see, I've thought, oh, what the hell, let's just give it a bit of a general swirl. I'm just trying to incorporate the different colours of the resin just to see what they do, trying not to scrape the mould at the same time. I think, you know, this looks rather pretty. It reminds me of an expensive flavour of ice cream. Can you imagine that? Burnt toffee, or is it salty caramel with honeycomb crisp? Little, you know, chocolate sauce and the best vanilla. Anyway, feeling hungry. Let's look at this close-up shot. Look at all those different colours. Fingers crossed it turns out how we hope it will. In fact, I know it does, but there we go. So, apologies, this is not really zoomed in very far, but we're going to go with this beautiful intertwined heart mould, or interlocking heart mould. Now, the lid, here we go, we've zoomed in a bit. Just literally using the same colours of resin, the same mixes, and just pouring it here, there and everywhere into the mould. Now this mould, you'd think would be pretty straightforward to do and to fill. I thought that too. It presented me with so many bubbles trapped bubbles just underneath the lip of the top of the mould. It was just, yeah, 5 minutes I spent getting rid of those bubbles. So to be honest, with the finished lid, I was surprised that it looked as good as it did, because I thought we were going to end up with one big mess of a muddy colour. But yeah, there we go. Almost done with filling this up. Can you see along the top there, those parts of the mould along the very top that aren't coloured brown or copper? That's where the air is trapped. So as you can see, quite a lot to get rid of. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're going to end up with big, sharp chunks of resin missing from your finished piece. And then that's going to be no good. You're not going to be able to use it. You're certainly not going to be able to give it away or sell it if you, if you do craft fairs or anything like that. Now, of course, you don't have to do what we've done. You can do it in one solid colour if you wish, 2 colours. You could do it all with glitter or all with these beautiful foil flakes. Totally up to you. Now, moving on to the base of the mould, as you can see, I'm doing exactly the same as I did with that beautiful round tray. So pouring the Cosmic Gilding Flake mixed with resin in around the sides, making a right royal mess of it as well, as you can see. And then using the small stir stick just to scrape it off the top. There we go, just helping it back down the sides of the mould. Now, this was a mould that we got from a Temu haul. It wasn't a sponsored one. We weren't paid by Temu to promote it. This was one we purchased for ourselves. If you haven't seen that video, why not head over to our playlist and have a look. We've done a couple where we've been sponsored by Temu and one where we purchased the moulds ourselves. I think there might still be a code if you're a new user, a new app user for Temu. They tend to, I'll be honest with you, they do tend to bombard you with emails saying, you've got this offer, you've got that offer. But it's totally up to you if you decide to do that or if you then decide not to do it. Of course, you don't have to get your moulds from Temu. You can get your moulds from other places online, or if you're lucky enough to have a shop near you that stocks these sorts of silicone moulds. Unfortunately, where I live, we're not that lucky. So your options are either Temu, AliExpress, Amazon, or maybe some of the more expensive producers of moulds. But unless you are going to be producing a lot of these, that's say for a lot, if you're going to produce a lot to sell in bulk, I personally would not bother spending lots of money on expensive moulds unless we were going to be stocking a shop full. Anyway, that's just our opinion. That's not necessarily everyone's opinion, but that's just ours. So here we go. We're almost up to the top of this mould now. Do you love this brown? Really, really love this brown. I'm just wondering what it will look like with a blue, but you'd have to get the right colour blue to go with it. A bluey green, perhaps. There we go. And finally, with a little bit of white there. We're almost done. The last few bits of this, and I have a nasty feeling that I've got resin left over. So who knows, there may be a little bonus clip included. Hope you're enjoying this video so far. I'm aware of the fact that I think we're almost 20 minutes in. Don't forget to click the like, give us the thumbs up, share us. If you know people that you think would like this, tell them about us. It's free to subscribe. It's free to set up a YouTube account. There are all kinds of resin artists and other people that you can watch, not just us. We're all there waiting for you avidly to click and subscribe and watch and so on. There we go. So, as I said, I did have some resin left over. Now, I wasn't sure if I'd have enough to do this, but this is a 2-hole tea light holder. Now, obviously, if you're going to use resin to make a tea light holders, do not use naked flame candles with them. With this, we would use the battery operated ones. But yeah, so I have decided, what the heck, let's see if we've got enough resin left over to fill up this tea light mould. So going with the same idea as we've done with the round tray and the interlinked heart-shaped pot, we've poured in as much as the glitter flake ones as I can get out, scraping out every last little bit into this mould. Now, if you do want to use regular tea lights, so the wax candle ones, you could, but you need to make this out of something like Jesmonite, EcoFlow, Elichem resins, that sort of thing, concrete or the plaster one, something that is going to tolerate having the direct heat, which of course with this regular resin you would not do. So there we go, we're pouring in that beautiful colour. And what we have left of the white, making a little crisscross pattern. I have no idea at this point how this is going to cure, whether or not it's going to look okay. We have found sometimes when we use the white pigment paste that we've used in this particular video, that it can make things look a bit sort of almost like mottled. It comes through with the other colours and it makes them go mottled. I don't really know of any other way of describing that, but we'll see what happens and if that is the effect it has at the end when we do the demould. What colours would you use? What would be your favourite colour combinations that you think would look good? Not necessarily in these particular moulds, but do you have a favourite colour combination? Do you find that you always go for things in shops that are gold colours, creams? Cream is very much in, and that real pale, sagey green, very pale one, seems to be very, very popular at the moment, over here in the UK anyway. Yeah, I'm not so certain, but yeah. So there we go, almost done. At this point I was really hoping we'd have enough resin to completely fill this. There we go. Scraping every last little bit of resin out. Oh. So heads up, if you haven't seen it already, or I'm not sure when this goes out, when this video goes out, whether or not our lovely jellyfish will have gone out or would have been shown or not. If it hasn't, don't forget to hit the notification bell, because we're going to show you the jellyfish that we made on our private tuition session with Jules from Resin Jules, and also our version of it. There we go. So we're doing the demould, and this is great fun doing this when you're still wearing gloves. So here we go with the heart-shaped pot, and this is the base. It is coming away quite easily. It's just this is the first time I've used the mould, and also the fact that I am wearing gloves. So I've opted to keep my gloves on. That is because I have a sensitivity to resin. So I can keep my gloves on for every single part of these processes. Look at that. Can you see those foil flakes? They're gorgeous, the gilding flakes there. So there we go. Once it comes away, it releases its sort of suction from the resin. It comes out very easy. There we go. Nice clean mould. Lovely and clean. So just turn it back the right way and use it for another time. So look at that on the bottom there. Oh, look at the way it catches the light. We've got some little bits of white, the coppery gold. Oh, look at that. Wow. So can you see those gilding flakes in the top there? Now they did mix in a little bit more than perhaps I'd intended, but I really, really like this. It's almost like some very, very expensive Italian marble. Beautiful. If anything, I think I'd probably, if I did this again, I'd put a lot more gilding flakes in. I would use more of the gilding flakes in the clear resin. definitely. Love the effect on the inside as well there. Really beautiful. So you could use this pot with or without the lid, totally up to you. So I'm just going to try and demold the lid. The lid is still a little bit bendy, so bear with. And at this point I was really hoping that we didn't have any air pockets or any little bubbles of air trapped, because it would ruin this beautiful lid and you wouldn't be able to use the lid on the pot. You could still use the beautiful pot, but obviously not the lid as well. So just peeling the mould away from the piece of the resin itself there. Always peel your moulds away from your resin piece, not your resin piece away from the mould. There we go. So as I say, this is still a bit soft because this was only sort of like the following day. I just wanted to show you, I was too impatient, wanted to show you on the demould. And yeah, look at that. Where it catches the light, those little bits of gilding flakes there too. Nice crisp line, beautiful. So no air pockets. Oh, thank goodness for that. And look at that on the other side with the detail, the outline edging. It looks really, really gorgeous. Really gorgeous. So just showing you a close-up again of how it looks. Beautiful. So it does fit properly on top of the lid, on top of the pot, on the top of the base. Look at that with the lid on. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I did take the lid back off of it and put it on a flat surface for it to cure for another 12 hours, and then it's rock solid. Now this is the gorgeous tea light. Now, look at this. Oh, here we go. It's coming, it's getting there, it's getting there, it's getting there. Let's have a look. So there's a bit. Wow, look at that. With little bits of the shimmer from the mica powder, the gilding flakes. It's beautiful. Slight tinge of pink in the ballerina glow. And oh gosh, look at that. On the top. Now that definitely looks like, you know, either some nicely beautiful granite or marble. Now here is that beautiful big round tray. And do you see what I mean about all the colours drawing into the centre there? When you think of how we swirled it, all the colours have just drawn into the centre. I love it actually, it looks rather nice. Looks almost like a flower with the centre there. So just doing the demould now. It's coming away quite nice and easily. As I said, the interlinked heart mould pot and this mould are both from our most recent Temu haul. There we go. Links to the items that we purchased are in that video. It's on our playlist. And everything, by the way, that we've used today, I haven't said this already, will also be in our description box with links for you to be able to purchase. Look at the size of this. Now, there's a lot more white in this piece. A lot more on the edges, a lot more of the white. A few gilding flakes have disappeared a little bit here, but still looking stunning. Is that the first time I've said stunning? Probably. Lovely. Showing up all those beautiful colours. The only thing, I suppose I was a little bit disappointed with the centre of it. I was thinking, the white, that white bit there. Yeah. I wasn't overly happy with that. However, it still looks gorgeous. We would still, if we were selling it, we would still sell it, whether it was on our website, which fingers crossed will be live soon, or, you know, we'll be selling it hopefully at the craft fairs. There we go. But that is the three pieces together. Absolutely beautiful. Very, very pleased with the outcome of these three pieces. So here's the final, the little beauty shots. Look at this close up of the tea light holder. Gorgeous. Really, really lovely. And here we go with the interlinked heart-shaped pot. Beautiful lid on the top, all that cosmic gilding flakes, the coppers, the bronzes, the chocolate browns, the caramel browns, and that beautiful ballerina glow white. And there we are, the round tray as well. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Hello to everybody who's joined us in the live chat, and we'll see you again in a few days. Bye-bye.